What's up, gamers? Hi, wanderers, and hello, internet. Here's my review and thoughts after a week into Season 1 from Diablo 4, Season of the Malignant. As expected, we teamed up with Sanctuary's newest character, Cormon, to discover a new plague has befallen the realm and its malignancy is spreading. The story quest was straightforward, but served more as an introduction to the new gear item and basic mechanics of Malignant Hearts, instead of the robust lore and cinematic deep dives we experienced from the base campaign. The absence of any cinematics outside of what was used, which we already previewed from the Season 1 trailer, was disappointing. I wasn't anticipating multiple cutscenes, but at least one or two would have been nice and more immersive to tell the story. Overall, Cormon's tale was interesting, but certainly not as engaging as I had hoped. The malignant outgrowths, both aesthetic and interactive, seen throughout Sanctuary, are excellent reminders that we are in a new season and how things are different than where we started. There is no doubt the narrative of Diablo 4 is progressing, but again, the storytelling falls short of expectations. I very much enjoyed starting with the new character. I know most players new to the Diablo franchise were hesitant and weary of the notion, but starting over again with nothing and having to regrind for experience, gear, and resources has been surprisingly more refreshing than I anticipated. As one of the player base new to Diablo, I really felt like I was connecting and learning about my new character, which was a rogue by the way, and it was exciting to place her on a new path to glory. Learning or relearning skills tested during Season 0 on the Eternal server helped me refine my builds and playstyles. I started in a World Tier 2 for more of a challenge and the 20% bonuses for experience and gold, grinding towards level 50 and the capstone dungeon to graduate into World Tier 3 was actually quite manageable. The rollover of skills and potion capacity from having completed my regional renown buckets on the Eternal server was a nice jumpstart as well, including the bonus XP and gold. Overall, the dogma of new character creation anxiety was quickly pushed aside as I easily ascended in levels from just playing the game. I especially enjoyed the Season Journey chapter system and rewards, as well as its alignment with the Battle Pass. Earning favor for completing objectives inside each chapter, and using favor to rank up in the pass was easy to do, and rewarded with some nice cosmetics. Also nice was upon reaching level 56, applying the Smoldering Ashes earned from the Battle Pass towards the Season Blessings table for a choice of some extra buffs, such as XP earned from monster kills or a boost to the chance of powerful Malignant Heart drops. FYI, players purchasing the premium or accelerated tracks of the Battle Pass would also need to reach level 56 to begin applying Smoldering Ashes as well. There is no pay to win inside of Diablo 4. The heart of Season 1, no pun intended, is of course the Malignant Cage Hearts earned from slaying Malignant elites in the overworld, dungeons, and inside the new Malignant tunnels. Post Season 1's campaign with Cormon, 6 tunnels will be available to farm. Completing each run opens into a Malignant outgrowth, where invokers are used to spawn a desired Malignant elite. I liked how easy it was to focus farm, but the challenge of beating the elites was a joke after level 20 or so. Even at World Tier 3, the Malignant elites are easily slain and really offer no threat, and this is before I even started to min-max or assign specific affixes to my gear and push my builds. Also not threatening and a bit disappointing was the seasonal story ending boss battle outside of a new floor damaging mechanic. The fight was over quickly and didn't seem any different from most other dungeon bosses. However, Varshan looks awesome and has his own unique movements. This wasn't a deal breaker by any means, and for the most part, I enjoy all the dungeon boss fights, but those looking for more will be left empty-handed. Underlevel to Varshan in World Tier 3 is a challenge, however, due most in part to poor DPS, and I wouldn't recommend wasting your time. I have yet to face an Echo of Varshan in World Tier 4. Perhaps the higher difficulty and a stronger build will bring more to the fight in how we challenge the boss. The Malignant Caged Hearts on paper before Season 1 began didn't appear to be game-changing by any means, more of an augment to the power we currently yield, but after using all the class-shared and rogue-specific Caged Hearts, I can 100% confirm that they are strong. In fact, very strong. I'm not sure if they can carry a build by themselves at this point in the season, but at least on Rogue, they're an amazing and an overpowered complement to an already impressive skill tree and affixes. My character has for the most part been using a Twisting Blades, Poison Trap, Shadow Imbuement build, utilizing the Blade Dancer, Edgemaster, and Ravenous affixes. The build is quite strong, and I love the movement using the dash skill and evades to set up my damage rotations. However, my first Caged Heart to drop was the rogue-specific blue defensive Brutal Caged Heart of Trickery. Its tooltip reads, when you use a subterfuge skill, leave behind an unstable shadow decoy trap that taunts enemies. The shadow decoy trap will explode after 6 seconds, at this point dealing up to 1020 shadow damage. This cannot occur more than once every 5 seconds. Slotting this Caged Heart changed everything for me, especially in the early game while leveling through World Tier 2. The Shadow Decoy absolutely mesmerizes every enemy in the area and draws them in like a moth to a flame. This worked out great when I needed a break from engagement to survive or wait on a cooldown before getting back into the fight. It also served me well as a pull to group enemies together before dashing through with all of my Twisting Blades and Imbuments, then watching everything explode around me. If you're running a rogue, regardless of your build, go socket a Brutal Caged Heart of Trickery now. Trust me. Another Brutal Heart of mention is Revenge, which is general and not class specific. The tooltip reads, incoming damage is suppressed, and when you use a defensive, subterfuge, or macabre skill, all suppressed damage is amplified by 250% and explodes, dealing up to a certain amount of fire damage to nearby enemies. If you want fire damage and explosions on top of whatever else you're doing, then try this one out ASAP. During the early game, I stopped using the general Caged, Vicious, and Devious Hearts once my class-specific Cluster Munitions or Clip Shot had dropped. But despite being fun to use, finally getting my hands on the Wrathful Caged Hearts changed everything. The Malignant Pact Wrathful Heart lets you cycle through a Malignant bonus every 20 kills. Vicious grants you 20% attack speed. The Devious, core and basic skills have a 15% chance to fully restore your primary resource. And the Brutal, every 21 seconds you gain a barrier that absorbs damage. It's awesome to see these bonuses proc on top of everything else that's happening. The World Tier 3 exclusive Wrathful Heart, the Barber, where critical strikes and all subsequent damage is absorbed by your target before erupting onto surrounding enemies, has also been a favorite of mine. I'm looking forward to trying out the other class-specific hearts when I create my next character. What character have you created, and which hearts have you found to be the most fun and powerful? Let's discuss in the comments below. So there you have it. My review and thoughts on Season 1 of Malignant after a week of play. I understand how some, perhaps most in the community, have been upset post-nerfs from Update 1.1.0. The devs have already stated that they won't go that route again. My rogue class appeared to have survived unscathed for the most part, and I'm enjoying the gameplay. I'm also hopeful for Update 1.1.1, which will be released soon and discussed in more detail during this week's Campfire chat from the devs on Friday, July 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to join me for a special 0 Hour podcast as well on Friday, where we'll be streaming the Campfire chat live, followed by a full breakdown and discussion. I hope to see you at the show. Again, if you watched my review and thoughts on the launch of Diablo 4, my sentiment here is the same. If you like the design and gameplay of Diablo 4, then Season 1 will be satisfying. Malignant hearts add a new dimension to builds and playstyles, but it's still too early to say if they can carry on their own. Unless something changes or new comes along in the next few weeks, my gut says they won't. But that doesn't mean I won't be logging on routinely to have fun and see where I can take my builds next. Thanks for watching, and may the light protect you. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are kindly appreciated, and subscribe for more Diablo 4 content. Peace.